Please, ma'am.
It took some time, but we have exhaustively, again, we are grateful to both my law clerks and also to the law clerks who are in my office, my Lord's office. Having heard the learned counsel appearing for the parties and having gone through the materials placed on record, the following questions fall for our consideration. Whether unavailability of gender segregated toilets and non access to menstrual absorbance could be said to be in violation of the right to equality for adolescent girl students under Article 14 of the Constitution. Whether the right to dignified menstrual health could be said to be part of Article 21 of the Constitution. Whether unavailability of gender segregated toilets and non access to menstrual absorbance could be said to be in violation of the right of participation and equality of opportunity as constitutional guarantees enshrined under Article 14 of the Constitution. And fourth question, whether unavailability of gender segregated toilets and non access to menstrual absorbance could be said to be in violation of the right to education under Article 21, capital A, and the right to free and compulsory education under the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. A conspectus of the aforesaid detailed discussion on the Articles 14, 21, and 21A of the Constitution, respectively, and the RTE Act is as follows. A. The right to education has been termed as a multiplier right as it enables exercise of other human rights. The right to education forms part of the broader framework of the right to life and human dignity, which cannot be realized without access to education. B. The substantive approach to equality under Article 14 demands that treatment be accorded with due regard to the individual, institutional, systemic, and contextual barriers that impede the translation of rights in reality. At the same time, the state as a benefactor is under an obligation to remedy such structural disadvantages. C. Inaccessibility of menstrual hygiene management measures undermines the dignity of a girl child, as dignity finds expression in conditions that enable individuals to live without humiliation, exclusion, or avoidable suffering. Privacy is inextricably linked with dignity. As a corollary, the right to privacy entails a duty on the state to not only refrain from violating privacy, but an accompanying obligation on the state to take necessary measures to protect the privacy of an individual. D. The right to life under Article 21 of the Constitution includes the right to menstrual health. Access to safe, effective, and affordable menstrual hygiene management measures helps a girl child attain the highest standard of sexual and reproductive health. The right to healthy reproductive life embraces the right to access education and information about sexual health. E. The right to equality is expressed through the right to participate on equal terms. At the same time, equality of opportunity necessitates that everyone has a fair chance to acquire the skills necessary to access benefits. Inaccessibility of menstrual hygiene management measures strips away the right to participate on equal terms in school. The domino effect of the absence of education is the inability to participate in all walks of life later. F. The fundamental right to education under Article 21, capital A, and the RTE Act comprises free, compulsory, and quality education. Free education includes all kinds of charges or expenses that would prevent a child from pursuing and completing elementary education. G. All schools, whether run by the appropriate government or privately managed, must act in accordance with the norms and standards laid down in Section 19. In case of a school not established, owned, or controlled by the appropriate government, or the local authority is found to be in contravention of the provisions of the RTE Act, it would be derecognized and the consequences therefrom would follow. Insofar as a school established, owned, or controlled by the appropriate government or the local authority is found to be in contravention of the provisions of the RTE Act, the state would be held accountable. And our final directions are as regards the toilet and washing facilities, we direct that all states and union territories shall ensure that every school, whether government run or privately managed in both urban and rural areas, is provided with the functional, gender segregated toilets with usable water connectivity. Two, all the existing and newly constructed toilets in schools shall be designed, constructed, and maintained so as to ensure privacy and accessibility, including by catering to the needs of children with disabilities. All school toilets shall be equipped with functional hand washing facilities with soap and water available at all times. As regards the availability of menstrual absorbance, we direct that 1. All states and union territories shall ensure that every school, whether government run or privately managed in both urban and rural areas, provides oxo biodegradable sanitary napkins manufactured in compliance with the ASTM D-694 standards free of cost. Such sanitary napkins shall be made readily accessible to girl students, preferably within the toilet premises through sanitary napkin vending machines or where such installation is not immediately feasible at a designated place or with a designated authority within the school. All states and union territories shall ensure that every school, whether government run or privately managed in both urban and rural areas, establish menstrual hygiene management MHM corners. Such MHM corners shall be equipped with, including but not limited to, spare innerwear, spare uniforms, disposable
बॉस
bags,
आपके
and
दफ्तर ही
other
क्यों हो रहे, क्या
essential
बात
tools to address
है?
menstruation related exigencies.
हैं?
As regards the
कहाँ से
disposal
ले गए?
of sanitary
आओ तुम ये
waste,
चेंबर
we
आओ।
have issued
अब तुम
directions.
यहाँ से वहां
As
चले गए हो।
regards the
अच्छा वो
awareness
आएंगे
and
जब
training
पेपर
about
जो बुला
menstrual
रहे
health and puberty,
हमारे
again
चैम्बर में
we have
क्या
भेज
issued
दे देना।
directions.
क्या
हाँ
पेपर?
बुला रहे हैं ना
Go
पेपर
through it
ऑफिसर
a little
ऑफिसर
lengthy.
आपके बारे में क्या बोल रहे हैं वो बोल रहे हैं बगल में है
कौन सी कॉपी पे ब्लैक या
Before we part,
ये
I
दो
would
ब्लैक
like to
भेजते
say
हैं।
something on the issue we have addressed. This pronouncement is not just for the stakeholders of the legal system. It is also meant to be for the classroom where girls hesitate to ask for help. It is for the teachers who want to help but are restrained due to lack of resources. And it is for the parents who may not realize the impact of their silence, and for the society to establish that progress is measured how we protect the most vulnerable. We wish to communicate to every girl child who might have become a victim of absenteeism because her body was perceived as a burden that the fault is not hers. These words must travel beyond the courtroom, law review reports, and reach the everyday conscience